Believe it or not, I identify as a total introvert. And when I first started this business and I started to realize there was this sort of hidden underground phenomenon thing happening called going to conferences where you talk to real people in person, I was a little freaked out. And no, it's not really a secret underground thing, but that's kind of how it feels like when you're just getting started, you're just kind of entering this space and you didn't really know this was a thing that existed. You don't know what you don't know, right? And for a while, I wrote it off as something like, that's not really that important. I don't really have to do that. And then I had a friend who was putting on a conference and she asked me to speak. Can't really say no to that. Great opportunity. And I learned some things at that very first conference about going to conferences as an introvert. And I applied what I learned at all of the other conferences that I've been to since then. And I want to share them with you because if you're not used to going outside of your comfort zone and you're used to creating content in your own house, in your own element, and especially if you are a mother or a parent in a family where your family depends on you. And so why would you just leave for 3 to 5 days? It's a pretty big inconvenience for everyone else. You know, even if you think it sounds wonderful to leave for a few days, there's a lot of barriers to get over. And I want to share with you my exact method for surviving conferences as an introvert. And these are real things that you can do. I'm not just blowing smoke. These are real tactics here. First of all, I think you have to realize that almost everyone else there feels just as uncomfortable as you do. If you look around, you'll notice people maybe standing by themselves, sitting by themselves, their face is in their phone. They're pretending like they're doing something important, but really they're just putting off having to go talk to people. And so what I started doing, and this is going to sound crazy if you're an introvert, is literally pretending to be an extrovert. I literally would walk into a conference room or like in the lobby space where you have to register and get your tag and stuff. And I asked myself, what would I do if I was an extrovert? If I was not shy and introverted? And the answer I came up with was, I would introduce myself. Just put out my right hand. Hi, my name is Meredith. That's it. That's literally all you have to do. Hi, my name is, and just shake somebody's hand. When I started doing that, I noticed I could visibly see a sense of relief on the person's face who I was talking to, because they didn't want to be the one to start a conversation because they were feeling the exact same way that I was feeling. They felt so relieved that someone was walking up to them and talking to them. So it's easy. You just put out your hand and you say, hi, I'm Meredith. But you would obviously use your name, not mine. So realizing that everyone else is also really uncomfortable, the next thing you're going to do, this is a hack that works anywhere, not just conferences. People love to talk about themselves. And especially if you're at a conference for content creators, video creators, bloggers, any kind of business conference, people love to talk about what they do. They love to talk about their business, their channel, their niche. And so all you have to do is ask them about it. And at a business or content creation conference, it's so easy because all you have to do is say, what is your niche? What is your channel? What do you create content about? They will start talking. I'm laughing because it's a little bit silly that this has to be a hack, but I'm telling you, for me and my brain, I have to think these things through ahead of time in order to convince myself, you can do this. You can go talk to people. You can leave your hotel room. You're going to be fine. I know that if I feel that way, you probably feel that way as well. Now, one tricky part, and this I guess would be my third tip, is when they ask you about your channel or your business. Now, before I explain, I want to let you know that I'm going to be at the Women of Video conference in March 2023 in Atlanta. And the reason why I think it's important for you to know that is if you are a woman in video or you know a woman in video, this is the first or one of the first times that all in one room you're going to have on stage the people speaking to you from a place that's actually relatable. I'll be speaking along with a whole bunch of extremely talented people that you probably subscribe to their channels, like Jessica Stansberry, Dr. Shamika Dean, Marissa Romero, Melissa Hunter, Millie, Diana, Tiffany, me, Zaylee, Selma, Austin, Natalie, Nina, Erica, Jamie, all in one place together in Atlanta, March 11th and 12th, 2023. And I can tell you, as someone who lives in the Eastern time zone, I love it when I have a conference to go to that is in the Eastern time zone. Plus, Atlanta is really easy to get to. So I'll put a link in the description below so you can grab a ticket to that. We can meet in person. We can hang out. And then you can let me know your tips for surviving conferences as an introvert so I can add them to my repertoire. You know that moment in Dirty Dancing where Johnny's cousin, I can't remember his name, he introduces her to Johnny and then she says, I carried a watermelon. And then later she's like, I carried a watermelon? Why did I say that? So relatable as an introvert at a conference. It takes some getting used to being prepared what to say. Of course, you know what you create content about. Have you ever had to actually answer that question out loud? If you haven't, then start practicing now. Otherwise, I'm telling you, in that moment, you will completely forget what you create content about and just start like bumbling anything that comes out of your mouth that comes to mind. No one's looking for a pitch. Oh, I make videos about X, Y, and Z. It can really be that simple. This kind of sounds like an introvert's guide to having conversations. This last tip is not really something introvert related, but I like to go to a conference with some kind of question in mind of what I want to get out of it. So maybe I'm struggling with something related to my business or my channel. And so the conversations that I'm going to start with people might be asking them, how do you handle this? What did you do to overcome that? Maybe you're looking to connect with people who are in the same niche as you, or you're looking to create a, peer mastermind accountability group or something. It helps to have a goal and kind of a mission for going to this conference. And if you have any additional tips to add, drop them down in the comments. If you're watching this, go read the comments because I'm only just one person with my own perspective and experience. I'm sure there are more tips and hacks out there for surviving conferences as an introvert. And if you plan to be at the Women of Video conference in Atlanta, let me know so that we can connect. I'm very picky about the conferences that I do choose to leave my family for, and so this is one I'm really excited about for 2023, and I hope to see you there.